back with another video. Before we get into the video, like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. So it looks like Megan Thee Stallion is trying to get a collaboration from Doja Cat, which I'm not shocked about. You know, she tries to link up with all the girls to try to get hit records. And it looks as though, unfortunately, Doja Cat has denied her collaboration.
I seen Doja Cat too, bitch, but Doja be in her own world, babe. Love her down to the ground and around. But every time I see her, I definitely don't be thinking about music. I be thinking about having a good time. And I feel like me and Doja Cat be having like... Why that one had sound effects? What the fuck? Yeah. But yeah, I feel like every time I see Doja, it be like a drive-by turn up. Like, bitch, we just be... we be to the point, babe. Let's have a blast. And I like her because she be on what I'm on. Like, she definitely be like, bitch, what? And I be like, what? She be like, what?
So basically, her collaboration got denied. Okay, it's talking about, oh, Doja Cat be in her own world. And, you know, when I see Doja Cat, I don't be thinking about music. I think that's all a lie. I think that is all a lie. She definitely be thinking about music when she see Doja Cat, because you done worked with all the female rappers, but you never done a solo record or a joint record with Doja Cat. Yeah, you guys were on the 3435 remix, but that wasn't your song. You know you want Doja Cat on your next album, just like you begged for Doechii to be on your album. Let's stop the games. I think that Doja Cat really don't fuck with Megan Thee Stallion like that. That's just my theory, because I heard that she was supposed to be on that collaboration with French Montana. And allegedly, the streets were saying that Doja Cat had Megan Thee Stallion removed off the record, and she replaced her with Sweetie. She told French Montana to put Sweetie on the record instead of Megan Thee Stallion. And at that time, you know, she had just did the record with Sweetie called Best Friends. Y'all remember that record? Probably one of Sweetie's few hit records. And so with that being said, I just don't think Doja Cat really fooled with Megan like that. Okay? The only way I can see Doja Cat working with Megan or just doing a record with Megan Thee Stallion if Camel Face ask her and give her a bag. If Camel Face directly ask her, she'll probably do it. But if Megan Thee Stallion continues to ask her, she's not doing it. I don't really think she fooled with a lot of the rap girlies. If you notice, she don't really work with a lot of them. Now, Cardi B allegedly will respond to Megan Thee Stallion diss track. Megan Thee Stallion dropped a diss track or a subliminal diss record towards Cardi B. We went over it. It's called Whenever or whatever the song is called. She was dissing Cardi B in it. It don't matter what it was called. And, you know, Cardi B's gonna play it cool on social media, but she will respond. Okay? Now, here's the thing. I feel as though Cardi B gotta respond with, you know, real good clapbacks. I don't feel like she got really anything to say about Megan. What could she possibly say? People talk about Megan's body. People have called Megan a hoe. People have talked about her taking, you know, Kelsey's man or sleeping with her best friend's man or a man that, you know, she liked. What can she really say about Megan? I think Megan probably got more tea on Cardi B than Cardi B got on Megan. Okay, there's nothing that she really could expose. Nicki Minaj done said the worst of it. You lied on your dead mama. Nicki Minaj already said the worst. What can Cardi B say? She can't say nothing. She can't say shit. So if I was Cardi B, I would bow out gracefully. Because I just feel like she can't go up against Megan bar for bar. That's just me, though. I think that the only person that can go up against Megan bar for bar, obviously Nicki Minaj, but also Doechii. I think Doechii can easily take out Megan Thee Stallion. But Cardi B, I don't really think she have it in her. If I was her, I would keep it cute. I don't even think she can diss JT. Even when she go back and forth with JT, it don't hit. Cardi B not really that great with clapbacks, okay? You know, she could throw digs like at stans on social media, but at rappers, not really. Now, Doja Cat fans are worried about the fact that Doja Cat is not getting the same steam like she used to get. She posted on her Instagram album cover high key, but just not for this project. And a fan says, sorry to say, but if this is the vibe and energy she's bringing into this new era, then DC5, Doja Cat's fifth album, will flop worse than Scarlet. See, even her own fans are calling Scarlet a flop. See, when I called it a flop, y'all was trying to drag me, but even her own fans are calling her a flop. Okay, you know what that means. The reason why I feel like Doja Cat's album was a flop because it didn't sell 100K. You know, there were bops on that album, but it wasn't better than Planet Her. That's another thing. The album was not better than Planet Her. And, you know, she only did 72,000 first week. Then she put out the Scarlet Deluxe and it did like 480 per sale. So, you know, it was a flop, you know, but she did have a few bops on that album. Moving on from that, Megan Thee Stallion teases that her and Queen B will link up at the Cowboy Carter tour. Oh, wow, wow, wow. Let's hear what Megan has to say.
Somebody say, are you going to the Cowboy Carter tour? Bitch, is my ass fat?
Now, let me know how y'all feel about this. Now, if you guys remember, Queen B brought out Megan Thee Stallion at the Renaissance World Tour. Okay? So, you know, it could be a possibility that they might perform their hit song and Grammy award-winning song Savage, okay, because Queen B was on the Savage remix. So I could see it possibly happening. Let me know how you guys would feel about that performance. I think it's gonna be lit. Now, moving on from that, the mayor of Rio de Janeiro is currently calling for Queen B to perform at Copacabana Beach. Okay. The event is said to accommodate between 1 and 4 million people. So Queen B is getting requests to perform in front of 4 million people. You know how expensive that concert would be? Like, they shouldn't give Queen B no type of ideas like that. Each ticket gonna be like $10,000. Please do not request Queen B to do nothing like that. She already make too much money. She about to make $500 million, $400 million on this tour. Y'all gotta stop. But I definitely think Queen B could pull it off. My whole thing is she don't need to be pulling nothing off because, to be quite honest, her tickets are already expensive as it is. She performed in front of 4 million people. She gonna set it off, and the ticket prices are gonna be like $15,000. Okay, because even on this tour, I saw that the ticket prices were like $5,000 if you wanted to be in the front. Okay, if you wanted to be on the floor seats, certain floor seats were very expensive. So I think Queen B should not be performing in front of 4 million people. I know she could pull it off, but I think she's just too expensive. Okay, she not going to price the tickets for her fans. She going to price the tickets for her pockets. Now, moving on from that, Gorilla Glue has been accused of turning her back on Megan Thee Stallion. Now, Megan in her new song said, you know, B-words were linking up with ops, okay, and that they are chops, okay, that's what she said. Now, you know, the diss track to me clearly is aimed at Cardi B. It's very evident she's talking about people don't know how to write. Okay, she's reciting a few of Cardi B's old lyrics. But some people also feel like Gorilla Glue has betrayed Megan Thee Stallion because she was hanging out with Sexy Red. Okay, that's what they're saying. Now, allegedly, Gorilla Glue is going to have a conversation with Megan because she feel as though, you know, she could be cool with all the female rappers. She don't have to pick sides, okay? She even back cool with JT. She wants to remain neutral and don't want to be in beef, okay? She don't do the alliances. I heard she don't want to be a part of no alliance. She want to remain cool amongst all the girls. So if, you know, Megan Thee Stallion was dissing Gorilla Glue, which I really think she's aimed at Cardi B. I don't really believe she's dissing Gorilla Glue because she's talking about bitches don't write, and we'll see if she can spit. And that would only be aimed at Cardi B because, to be quite honest, Gorilla Glue, she's not a lyricist, but she doesn't have the reputation of not writing. That's a Cardi B reputation. Okay? No shade. She also, only linked up with Sexy Red. Yeah, Sexy Red listened to Bigfoot, but that's about it. Sexy Red hasn't really done anything to Megan Thee Stallion. Partisan Fontaine put out a diss track. Let's just be honest. Who did it worse? Sexy Red listened to Bigfoot. She liked Nicki Minaj. Who cares? All the girls liked Nicki at one point. But Partisan Fontaine put out a diss track and was very disrespectful to Megan Thee Stallion, cheated on her. So she's more pissed about that. There's more stuff that's been happening behind the scenes with Cardi and Megan behind the scenes. But the point of the matter is that, no shade, Gorilla Glue didn't really do nothing to Megan Thee Stallion. Okay, let's just be honest. She didn't really do nothing. Hanging out with Sexy Red because she listened to Bigfoot. I mean, Sexy Red tries to remain neutral. Like, she don't really pick sides either. Okay, she pretending like there's no beef. Like, you know what I'm saying? But Partisan Fontaine has actually put out a diss record, trashed Megan Thee Stallion publicly, and Cardi B has still to this day not cut ties with him. Okay, he's not that great of a writer. She could cut ties and get a better writer, but she lazy. Now, moving on to Kung Fu Kenny. Kung Fu Kenny must have sent the goons out, okay? Because Doja, who is on, I believe it's called Hey Now, publicly apologized to the king of rap after being disrespectful and going on a rant talking about how Kung Fu Kenny did nothing for him, even though Kung Fu Kenny put him on a song that all actuality had no business being on. Now, he said, I want to publicly apologize to the king of rap for calling Cuz a B-word, because he is far from that. Ain't did nothing but bless me in my life. And then also, Doja's father said that he was receiving royalties from the song. So he was getting paid from being on the song. He probably not spending his money right. He probably still in the streets. Okay, that's my theory, that he's still in the streets trying to blame Kung Fu Kenny for his bad actions and how he basically is broke. So I'm glad that he apologized, but next time, know better. Okay, we don't disrespect icons ever in life. So next time, don't be disrespectful to the greats. Now, Complex named the best rapper and singer duos of all time. They got Ja Rule and Ashanti at number 1. I agree with that. Ja Rule and Ashanti definitely made bops. Kendrick Lamar and SZA at number 2. Absolutely, I completely agree. They make bops. Usher and Ludacris, they made 1 or 2 songs. I feel like they're not really a duo though. I feel like a duo, you got to make 4 or 5 songs together. So I don't consider Usher and Ludacris a duo. Champagne Thickums and Rihanna, no. They got bops, but I wouldn't really consider a duo. Like, no shade. Ja Rule and Ashanti, they can go on tour with each other. That would make sense. SZA and Kendrick Lamar have went on tour with each other. Rihanna can't stand Champagne Thickums. He always was extra thirsty. And how many songs they got? They might have like 3 or 4. They might have 3 or 4 songs together. But I don't know if I would consider them a rap and singer duo, though. I don't know if I would consider that. J. Cole and Miguel are not a rap and singer duo. They only got 1 or 2 songs together. Okay? Like, come on now. I feel like a rap singer duo, you gotta have more than like 4 or 5 songs with that person. That's how you know you a duo. Lil Wayne and T-Pain, stop. Camel Face and Beyonce should be higher. I don't understand how they not even top 3. They need to switch out Usher and Ludacris for Camel Face and Beyonce. Snoop Dogg and Charlie Wilson, no. Future and The Weeknd. Now, the Future and The Weeknd kind of makes sense because they always collaborate with each other. They always do. And Champagne Thickums and Party Next Door makes sense because, like I said, they always work together. Champagne Thickums and Party Next Door have toured together. That's his artist. That's what I mean by rap and singer duo. It just doesn't make sense for him to be considered that with Rihanna. They're not a duo. They don't really fuck with each other like that. Okay? I feel like you still got to be in good standing with the person to be a rapper and singer duo. So, Party Next Door and Champagne Thickums, that makes sense. And had not Champagne Thickums messed up his relationship with The Weeknd and Champagne Thickums could have been a really good rap and singer duo, because they make bops. Now, unfortunately, Lil Kim's artist, Tay Brown, is calling out Lil Kim for taking his music down with no communication because he had a baby on her. And even though he is much younger than Lil Kim basically groomed this young man and was allegedly sleeping with him. So now he had a baby with somebody else. She decided to take his music off allegedly streaming platforms. Let's take a listen to what he had to say.
Bro, she fucking signed me. Some shit went wrong that she didn't like that had nothing to do with the music. I never disrespected her. No way in terms of business. I signed the contract. My lawyer told me not to sign the contract. I still signed the contract because I trusted her. And I was like, fuck it. And then shit went wrong. She stopped communicating with me. And then a couple months later, I'm like, okay, well, it ain't gonna stop me from dropping music. I'm an artist. I want to drop music. And then no communication. Now she want to take my music down, bro? Fuck out of here. All she had to do was reach out to me, be like, yo, you shouldn't be dropping music. And then I get my lawyer and we figure out how to end the contract.
Now, Tay Brown said, at Lil Kim, the amount of inch you put me through, bro. I was your biggest fan. Now you take my music down without even a conversation. Now I'm ready to crash out. Because at this point, I don't got ish to lose. Mind you, you had me under contract, so any money I would have made would have went to you. So at this point, you just trying to shit on me for no reason. Bet, okay? Now, here's my thing. Lil Kim probably learned from Diddy. I mean, ain't that her bestie? Let's not forget, Lil Kim and Diddy used to be in cahoots. Sleep with your artists and sign them to trash contracts, then shelve them or block them when the going gets tough or if they don't do what you say. So she learned that from Diddy. Tay Brown, I would sue Lil Kim. Now, moving on to Young Thug. Young Thug came back with a trash single featuring Future. It was called Money. The record is completely, utterly garbage. Okay? It's trash. I think Young Thug should have came back harder. My whole thing with Young Thug is maybe you do need Gunna, because if you coming back with this type of music, we don't need you to come back. You can go back to jail. No shade. I just feel like him and Future, they're not really a dynamic duo anymore. Maybe it's their age, but I'm just tired of the mumble jumble rap. And that's why this song is finna flop. But anyway, I got some very hot tea on Patreon. Link will be in the description. And I hope you have a great day.